So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Campaign 2 of Dicefunctional. We are down Michelle tonight, simply because I think they are busy. But where we last left our group of intrepid adventurers, they had just dealt with, by killing, one Inspector Avek, who had caused a horrible plan to be put into place, nearly brought about the apocalypse, and turned into a monster by the end of it. But the party managed to kill him without losing any members. With that said, you all had a very rude surprise waiting for you when you came back to the tower. As you overheard a radio playing with the rest of the NPCs you have gathered, declaring that a man in a maroon suit, claiming to be Aldlataxis, had killed the dragon that was responsible for the attack on Margarine. And that was where we had ended the session, as I didn't want to go any further and I didn't want to spoil it for you all. So let's turn on some music. What are you guys doing?
We are calling up the queen, I think.
So I will say... Nope. No, continue.
I was going to say, for whoever was going to do the sending, refer to it as, like, I don't know, don't say that it is Aldataxis. Say that they are claiming to be the god of ambition, just in case it's like one of the followers or whatever. That's all.
Well, the individual doing the sending is almost certainly going to be Darius. I'm assuming.
Pull the sending spell out of my ass.
But, I actually think I have something better for once.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use Dream to communicate with the Queen. Because I don't think this is a conversation that can be held over sending. And Dream is secure.
Can she dream? She's an automaton. You can do it.
Hold on. Connor, do robots dream of electric sheep?
Thank you for the reference. I will not answer that question.
No electric sheep.
Only.
But do they sleep?
In the background, a dream you hear Daisy.
You'll have to find out.
Okay. Hey, Fitz, do you know if automatons need to sleep?
Hey, Connor.
If we're worried about it, we could just contact Erasmo.
You could, Fitz, you could roll a history check because this is something that it's a more recent development.
Okay, I just accidentally autopiloted through and clicked campaign 3 instead and opened Guy's sheet, and I was like,
this is
that's
wrong.
All right. Who's this guy?
This isn't right at all.
You said history? What'd you say?
History, yeah.
History?
Sorry, it's history.
Advantage because I'm an adorable smart boy, right?
No.
Okay. I have to try.
That's a dirty 20 help.
So with the 20, you'd know that shells or mulligans, whatever you'd like to refer to them as, they don't have to sleep in the same way a humanoid does, though in a lot of cases they likely will still do something like sleeping, where they lay themselves down and they will rest for an extended period of time. Not necessarily because they have to physically, but because it feels right mentally. It is still something a lot of people who have been put into construct bodies have to contend with and will likely contend with for quite a while. They've been
limb syndrome.
Yeah, well, phantom limb, effectively, yes. They had a physiological action they had to do when they had a normal body. Now they don't have that normal body, so they still go through the action.
Like when Windows go in sleep mode.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah.
Computer go honk shoe.
In that case, since I cannot guarantee shoot into a sleeping realm, I am just gonna do as suggested and get a hold of Erasmo through dream.
Okay.
Because I know that bitch has to sleep.
Fair enough. So you will you basically cast Dream on yourself, or are you going to be casting Dream on someone else to talk for you? I'm not sure how. Oh, wait, no, you can just cast Dream, can't you? Okay.
Can do
I
either.
got it in my book.
Fair enough. You cast Dream upon yourself, finding yourself a chair to sit in while the rest of the party is doing their own thing. You will feel everything kind of fade away in reality. You all watch as Darius goes to sit down and do something. Is anybody else going to be doing anything important in the meantime? Most likely not, I'm assuming. You guys want to wait and see what the response is. Got it.
I'm honk shoeing.
Yep. Well, Darius, you cast the dream spell. You get to decide what it looks like.
I want to make it look like the inside of that little cabin that we met at last time.
Okay. So it looks like basically the small isolated cabin that you used to meet up with Erasmo probably about a month ago at this point. That was a fair time ago. Small, fairly rustic in appearance, pretty bare bones, though it is comfortable enough. Inside the cabin, you see the familiar form of Erasmo. He's short, stocky, has his white beard and well-trimmed mustache, with nicer clothes than you saw him in last time. But he's going to look over at you and go, "This is different."
This might be in a more extensive conversation, so sending does not work as well. Can you describe the man that defeated the dragon?
From the reports I've seen, he's tall, somewhat lean man, blonde hair, bright golden eyes, maroon suit.
Fuck.
That would have been half ascending right there.
And that's why this can't be ascending. Fuck.
I would say, do you want the good news or bad news about this? But I don't know if there's good news with this. The
You
man
can
who
say
killed the
whatever you
dragon-
wish.
The man who killed the dragon is the god of ambition, who set up the false prophecy that made the dragon go on a rampage, and also nudged the now deceased fuckface, previously known as Avik, into starting the vampire stuff. We don't know his motives yet for killing the dragon, but
Wouldn't it
he was the one.
This,
Men-
I don't believe this would be a conversation for you to have with me. You understand?
I can't get a hold of the queen easily. She's asleep. She doesn't really sleep.
No, she doesn't. Look, we can have a conversation. You and your friends can have a conversation with the Queen. You're respected. You're a relatively safe group of individuals. That's fine. So
That's nice.
we will talk in person.
Okay.
But I do not think this is a good thing to be having a conversation with me on.
Can I... Don't leave her alone with him.
I am not concerned. I will figure something out.
And watch... Hold on. I'm trying to remember what his lackeys looked like. There's a priest... Darius would remember this. Jessica does not. He's got lackeys. Just keep an eye out. I know that's pretty obvious telling you, considering who you are, but not pretty. I'll set up a sending spell when I wake back up.
Very well.
But I had to make sure it was him, and this is a lot more in depth than a sending spell could be.
This is understandable. Still, let us have this conversation with the Queen.
Peace.
Okay. You will end the sleep spell.
Adair, sitting in the chair, will just slump slowly into the floor. It's him. It's him.
That's bold.
Erasmo wants us to meet with the Queen.
That makes sense.
Certainly doable. Though we should be on the lookout, as so many influential individuals in one place could be the stage for something to happen.
So, Darius,
Hmm.
are you going to send out a sending spell, or are you just going to go to the mirror and use it to get to the Queen and have a conversation with the Queen?
We always do sending first to make sure she's in a private place.
Fair enough.
Quick sending spell, just to the Queen. Please get yourself somewhere private. We need to have a discussion.
You'll hear the Queen respond, "Yes, I am ready."
To the mirror! To the window. To the wall. Till the sweat drops down my...
Stop it.
We go through the mirror.
Can we see the lovely Queen's visage?
Yes. So, stepping through the mirror, you find yourselves in the small conference room, seemingly in the somewhere in, you can only assume, the actual keep. And you see that there is Erasmo standing next to the Queen herself, who
Damn,
has,
this woke up fast.
well, the dream ends when you wake up when dream ends. So yeah.
Still in his pajamas. Little hat on.
He looks kind of comfy.
So, you will see that the Queen has sat herself down already. She's at a table, effectively, and she will look at you all and go, "So, what exactly is the issue?" And actually, hold on, I forgot to press the button for this.
Well, there's a lot of issues regarding the dragon that just died. So first of all, the one who killed the dragon is one of the new gods, the god of ambition. Been causing a lot of trouble for us and others. And the second part is the dragon that died was the god of metallic dragons, one of his firstborns, like first generation of dragons. So he's still quite fond of that dragon, and we had struck a deal and made a plan to take care of the dragon non-lethally so that we don't piss off a god. But it seems like that failed. I'm so
And
sorry.
The likely tools that were used to slay it were stolen from the temple that belongs to that dragon's father.
Danny, you don't have to get choked up about this. I promise it'll be okay.
Look
I'm
how
just
heartbroken
upset
Granny is. Wow.
Whoa.
Sorry. Easy shot.
I understand that you do have a concern with the dragon, correct? The individual that was slain.
I get more concerned as his pissed off father, but
Like this action could, yeah, really start something.
It very well could. But with that said, the dragon was a threat, both to the north and the south. There's no denying that.
Your Majesty, I need to mention that the Aldataxis was the one that provoked the dragon to start attacking both the south and north of Ekes. He was the one that gave the fake prophecy to him.
I know. And I believe you. But the problem is, that isn't what every citizen believes. The citizens watched a dragon attack Magreen, destroy Magreen, kill I don't know how many people. And at the end of the day, they have then seen a man attack, fight, and then slay said dragon. It does not matter what the reason was or who was responsible for it at first. Not anymore. Now they have seen a hero kill the dragon.
It's just, we really, really implore you to be careful around this Aldataxis. He's not who he claims to be. He's not. I don't believe for a second that he's trying to be a hero, but I don't know what his plans or motivations are. And I know you're probably stuck a little bit as queen of the nation, but just be careful with what you give him.
I am going to be more than cautious about what he has provided. It's not as simple as just, I'm not going to simply give him lands. I'm going to recognize him as a hero, as unfortunately that is what he is right now. And to pretend that he is anything else in front of the citizens is a very bad idea for both me and for Lord Fianbor.
God, I hate politics.
My God, I hate gods.
I still have a group of people who very much would prefer I am not in power. I still have the repercussions of a leftover plan to overthrow me. And I don't know how many people who would like to see someone else step in and take my position. Now, do you understand why I still have to go with the most popular decision and make sure that that man is recognized as a hero?
Yes, of course. That does make sense. Just, we had to warn you, you know?
It is fair and it's understandable. But
We didn't want you blindly going in and trusting him is mainly the thing.
Do what you have to do, but we wanted you to know the truth.
I don't trust him very much. But trust doesn't mean very much in the situation. He appeared out of nowhere. No real mention of who he was, no preceding events or marks of his ability. He just appeared and managed to slay a dragon. Anyone with a rational mind would have questions about that, but it doesn't matter.
My main concern, and we haven't been able, it's not that we haven't been able to, we haven't contacted them yet just because of also politics. I worry this ceremony will attract the eye of the metallic dragon god. We haven't had a chance to contact him yet to explain what has happened.
That remains to be seen, I suppose.
I just don't want you to have too many citizens in a celebration that is a prime place for a massive fucking dragon to attack. That's my main concern. I know we can't do anything to stop this. I know that this is a necessity for politics and for visuals and in general for keeping the peace. But I don't want you to blindly do what is necessary when there's a chance of very bad things happening. Albatraxis has been trying to start a war for a while, which something about that sits funny with me. But I guess at this point all we ask is that you exercise caution. And when we send word, if something needs changed or if we have information, to just listen.
That I can easily offer you.
And I ask that you also spread that word to Lord Fianborn. Just caution with him.
That I can do.
What if it turns out Aldlataxis didn't slay the dragon? Revival spells could work just as well on it as any other creature, and I believe some of them will make it tired or perhaps less able to fight, granting us a better opportunity of going with our original plan. We could stop the war and stop Aldlataxis from receiving the praise that he seeks.
He will still receive the praise.
I think at the moment we need some time to consider how to approach this from our end. But we didn't want you to go without warning.
No, and I will be cautious, of course. But still, I have my duties. I must uphold them.
Darius is gonna step back and tap Fitch twice. And just very quietly say, "Do you think you can talk to Muni when we get back?"
I would say it's imperative that I do.
Right. Well, you have your duties and we have ours. We'll do our best on our end to mitigate any disasters, but you know how gods can be.
No, I can't say I do.
Unfortunately,
We are small
We do.
potatoes next to gods.
Unfortunately, we keep having to deal with them. So, well,
We'll do
fortunately,
our
in the case
best.
of Fitz, but
Yeah, we were able to get an audience with the metallic dragon before. Maybe he'll listen to us again.
And
What?
we can also get details about the fight, perhaps using Seance.
that's just one last question before I think it's best we head out, unless other people have questions. What happened to the body?
The body of the dragon.
Yes.
That I'm not sure of.
Where was the fight being taken?
The fight took place, let's see. If I recall correctly, it was somewhere outside of Elbdil.
Near the south.
Yes.
Uncomfortably close to where our tower is.
Oh.
And uncomfortably close to where Zandy's tower is.
So, like, around here or down there? Oh, okay.
Okay.
I believe that means that at some point on the return, Luce and our friend who assisted with the fight will be passing by there, unless if we go to pick them up. Out of character.
Hadrian went back to the cart and went to the tower with you guys. He's not just on a solo trip back.
No, we made him do all of that running and distracting for us, and then told him he had to walk.
You're on your own, dude.
Good luck, shithead.
The
Goodbye,
fucking
you little
host.
shit.
Goodbye, you little shit. Walmart.
Oh my god, he's out of Walmart. But Darius will just kind of bow out at this point, and she'll look at the rest of you and go, think we have other things that need to do unless you guys can think of anything else.
Nope, this is all we can really.
We should mention that Avik has been killed.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, we
he's-
did that.
Fame
He's
or
mega dead.
has been messaged about it, so he is likely to put out a statement soon.
But the vampire threat should be no more. So at least that's off our shoulders.
Oh, actually, somebody should probably check on Amador, since we've dealt with this. Is he still alive, or has he faked his death?
I think he faked his death a little bit ago. You can just send him a sending and be like, ah, it's fine.
We should probably make sure he's still faking his death.
Yeah.
What with everything that's been happening.
Fake.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll call
Might
him
have-
after we...
Might have faked a little too close to the sun.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
On that note, we're gonna leave you alone and skedaddle.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you all.
Thanks.
I'll need it, I fear.
Don't die again.
And you guys,
As
And you,
everyone turns to look at Darius, like, you're one.
and I'm assuming if it's you still have a spell for teleport.
I mean, I'll double check, but I'm pretty positive.
We
Okay.
stick around with the queen for like several
For an
hours.
hour.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
sorry, we didn't realize we were out of spells.
Because fun fact, I think I literally only used one spell.
I believe you did, yeah.
As
At
far
least
as
one
that.
spell slot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one
incredible.
spell slot.
As a
Sorry.
number.
I now have the mental image of us all sitting there with the queen at this conference room, just like,
Yeah, we'll get out of your hair in an hour. It's just our for them giving a nap.
Fitz power napping in a chair.
He would have to, because I'm gonna be really honest with you, if we stayed any longer, Fitz was about to get real disrespectful real fast.
Yeah.
Bad. Like
Ugh.
politics over a possible war between gods.
Yeah.
Do you understand how tiny you are? How insignificant this is? Do you get that?
That is what Fitz is saying when we get back, isn't it?
I think she
It literally
gets
is like
it
the
is
second.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
This-
Well, I think we kind of invest a bit of the importance as we're all still, like, bloodied from the fight.
Yeah, we
You're
look
like,
like
hey, we are
shit.
fresh
That
from
much of
fucking
it-
killing him.
That important that we couldn't even wait to rest up to go.
But back at the tower.
Yep.
Fitz, do you want me to use Dream on you to get a hold of Muni again?
Whatever gets me there faster.
Papa's
No.
sleeping.
Yeah, Peepaw's
Last-
sleeping. We gotta
People's
wake him
been
up.
asleep. Okay. Fitz,
Peepaw.
please go somewhere comfortable and I'll use Dream on you.
Fitz just face plants onto the nearest soft surface.
That works. And Darius will just...
Right on the ass. Go Dream, boy!
Buenas noches.
You may slap it. One.
What?
Well, the problem is, you know, there's nothing there to reverb from it, so it's just
not,
gonna be like...
it hurts your hand, actually. You break your fingers doing it. It's just a rock.
It's like
just
hitting a plank
slab
of wood.
No
Why
ass.
are you so bony?
Fitz in Dream.
Fitz-
Why do my cheeks hurt? What happened here?
Fitz twerking sounds a bit like two planks of wood slapping against each other.
Yeah.
That brings up one of my favorite
You-
like paladin moments from another game, whose paladin was like a sports bro in theme, so his lay on hands was slapping people on the ass and going like, "Good game,
Good game.
good
The
game."
horrible thing is...
If that dude slapped Fitz on the ass, it'd make the skeleton sound effect from Minecraft.
Quick question. If Fitz's ass is like 2 planks of wood and wood, that means he could start a fire with his ass.
Yes.
That's prestidigitation. You can start a small fire. That's how Fitz does it. He twerks and sparks fly. No ass. Just nothing there.
Wait,
It's actually concave.
I'm gonna put Fitz in a dream, and then I'm gonna pitch this to the group before I do this. I want to talk to a god, typically the same one I always talk to. DD likes to answer, but it doesn't have to be them. I want to check something with one of the. So we've got this confirmed from Fitz, because Fitz knows from what humanity knows from reading about the new gods. And we know what Albitaxis has said. But do we know if he's actually the god of ambition?
What does that mean, though?
Well, think about it this way. When we first met Fitz, for example, the causes god he claimed was one thing was actually another thing. Do we actually know Albitaxis is the god of ambition and not something like
God of
worse?
fucking chaos or war or something.
I want to make sure we're fighting with exactly what it says it is.
I mean,
Fair.
if you got the spell slot, or
I don't have spell slots. I'm a ritual caster.
you know what I mean.
And to answer your question, I can't rush cast Dream, and I've only used Sending once since then, so I should be good to commune.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to learn more.
So while Fitz honks shoes, I'm gonna do a commune.
Okay. What in particular are you going to ask with Commune?
Well, I get to ask 3 questions. But I guess the first and foremost would be, is Albitaxis who he says he is? Is he actually the god of ambition?
Okay. I'm trying to think of who would respond to this message.
I fear who you pick.
It's like scrolling through the contacts list.
Alditaxis himself. Yeah, dog.
That's what I... Kill, you make the joke. That's what I'm afraid of.
You will hear a somewhat feminine, like almost androgynous voice enter into your head. Yes, that is indeed the god of ambition. Hello again, by the way.
Hi. I didn't think I'd hear from you again so soon.
No.
Okay.
You lack a deity, so you get whoever you get.
Yeah, I know, but
You
I
get
kind of
what you
just
get, and you don't get upset.
I don't. Dance is just gonna go. I just kind of thought people who were as suspected as you wouldn't answer me. So he is actually the god of ambition. He is who he says he is.
Correct.
I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this next question. Is his ultimate aim war?
Not necessarily, no.
I kind of want to phrase again. It's the matter of making sure I phrase these questions correctly. In your opinion, is the best course of action dealing with Albatraxis ourselves or forcing other gods to interfere with him?
The last time the gods fought on your mortal plane, landscapes shifted, environments ceased to exist and became something new. Bodies of water were created, and mountains were carved. No. Having a god fight another god is not a good idea.
Well, thank you. Granny says hello. Dana says that out loud. You guys are really nice, Granny.
Why do you keep calling my god?
That was I need to point out that was just one of her angels. That is all.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. But it's funnier to say it like that. I don't particularly keep trying to call her. I just send it out like it's kind of like taking a bottle and putting a message in a bottle and throwing it out into the ocean, and whoever answers.
Or calling one of the telephone booths at a train station and seeing whoever picks up from the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So we should probably deal with this ourselves. And he is the god of ambition, but war isn't technically his aim.
Okay, just putting this out there. Should we attempt a seance on the brass dragon?
Maybe once Fitz wakes up, because knowing our luck, this dragon only speaks Draconic.
Yes, we might be able to learn a bit about the motives of Albatraxis if he couldn't help but speak of them during the fight, as well as his capabilities and if he fought alone. And we might be able to sort out a deal with the dragon, such as bringing it back to life in exchange for it not seeking revenge.
I don't think we're gonna win that one, but we'll see. I wish we had something more powerful on our side than just us chuckle fucks. Shame Ruben's not his full form yet.
You are some of the strongest individuals on the continent. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and we're having to deal with a god, Kana.
Yeah, good luck, have fun.
Eat shit. Kaz, have you heard from Ruben?
No, we've been fighting most of the week.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Might be helpful to have a freaky fiend once he's back up the,
I'll check with him later, but
Well-
Fitz needs to talk to his god.
Yeah, he's
Kaz-
kind of been asleep a while.
Kaz, you
he's-
still have divination. You could simply ask if it is the right time to speak to Ruben yet.
I can deal with that later. Fitz needs to talk to his god. Please let Jill talk to the god.
Listen, I'm letting this ride out. I'm drawing, so if you guys want to keep going, you can. I'm still trying to.
The beauty of a dream scene is that it literally is. It can take as little as a minute. It can take as long as an hour. We have plenty of time for the dream scene.
Well, the main reason that I kind of want the dream to happen is because I want the information from Muni.
Fair enough.
Also, could we just have someone wipe the drool off of Fitz's face? I don't think he wants to be drooling onto his nice clothes.
Can I draw on his face again?
You get an image of Granny lovingly swiping the drool off with like a handkerchief or something, and she steps back, and then another hand comes in and draws like a dick on his cheek.
Dales will stop the hand, take the Sharpie, and replace it with lipstick. So that way it's easier to clean off.
The fantasy Sharpie.
You know,
This
it
is
doesn't
an
matter what
amusing
you...
3-sequence comic you've just created, guys.
It doesn't matter what you draw it on, he will simply use the spell prestidigitation to remove it.
Yeah, but sometimes he doesn't think about having spells like that, and will just
It's
try
become
to
a
scrub it off
5-panel
himself.
comic now because
I
now
also.
Ignatius
I-
speaks up and the Sharpie gets put back into Kaz's hand.
I must stress that Fitz is face down on the couch.
I'll
yeah,
draw on
so
his
you just-
butt. No, wait. I'll draw on his butt then, and
No,
On his pants, you mean? Because if you're exposing his bare ass to the world, there will be consequences.
Terrence will
Most
stop.
dire consequences.
We'll just carefully turn Fitz's head to the side. Just draw on one cheek, not his ass.
I was imagining
Front cheek.
Kaz taking a handful of Fitz's hair and just like pulling his head up, and Fitz be like,
I do need you to know now. I do have the mental image of Granny's hand doing as Connor says, wiping it off, and then switching to Kaz, having a third panel coming with the Sharpies replaced with the lipstick, one dialogue box of Ignatius, and then again the Sharpie getting switched back.
Even better, it's like someone holds cushions up and towards the ceiling, and Darius reverses gravity, so Fitz just floats up to the ceiling. Then you draw the face, and then she drops it, and he like falls back to the couch.
we're not trying to kill him, man. That's not a-
Hey, with the cushions help. The cushions stop it drops the fall damage. It's fine.
This is so much for a dream.
Yeah, but we're kind of goofy right now because we're stressed.
Yeah.
Fitz out here trying to talk to his fucking patron. You guys are having a goof off.
That reminds me of the class, like, I get a little silly when I'm stressed. You're always silly. Nervous giggle.
Anyways.
Also, hilarious
we quit
news,
fucking
everybody.
with Fitz. What's up?
There's a quick bit of hilarious news. Another GOP town hall has gone very badly for the GOP member.
That's
This
what
one
he
is-
deserves.
This one in Indiana, and everyone is fucking pissed. It's so delightful. I love seeing this shit, guys. So, Fitz, while your body is being graffitied, you, I'm assuming, are going to return back to the island.
Yeah.
Returning back to the island, you see that Yuzianawa is effectively resting in the shallows near the actual island itself. So a majority of his body is on full display, and it is effectively the size of a mountain, a small mountain, basically. You can see that he must be slightly underground whenever his body is present under the volcano. You will see the form of Muzianawa, and he will look down to you. Fitz,
Everything's gone wrong.
Yes, I would say it has.
What
This
do
is
we
not
do?
good.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
It depends on what you are referring to. Which parts do you want to know what to do on?
Is everything an answer?
No.
Got it. More important. Okay, the most pressing matter is how do we prevent a war from starting over the death of this dragon? That seemed to be a rather important and scary possibility that is now very possible.
Unfortunately, you likely don't. No matter what, my brother is not going to be pleased. His son is still dead. So, the possibility of a war is not out of the realm of possibility.
If we somehow revived his son, would that help anything, or would it just make things worse, or...
It might stop my brother's hand.
Which would be good.
It won't stop his hand.
But then if we revive him and then we send him to timeout...
Then you could pretty sufficiently stop him.
That's good.
Maybe then my brother would only aim to send assassins. Zealots who wish to see Adaltaxis dead.
We have a shared interest there. To be quite honest. And that raises the next issue. Should we try to fight Altataxis? He seems to be rather a little bit out of our league. With the whole, being a new god thing.
There are certain things that I cannot tell you, just because there are some rules I have to abide by. The same rules that keep my brother in his section of the world and my sister in her section of the world is the same rules that I have to listen to. So I cannot tell you everything. But what I can tell you is that Adaltaxis has intentionally put things against him.
He's trying to get people to fight him.
Correct.
I'm trying to trace this from start to finish here, what the possible end goal could be. The only thing I can think of is perhaps he's trying to gain more of a following so he can gain more power, perhaps? By killing... No? Okay. Yeah, okay.
You are thinking in a mortal sense.
It's the only way I
You
would
have
think.
an end goal, as your life will one day end.
Fair.
Deities do not have end goals. We have many goals. We have many things we would like to do, as time will not stop for us if everything goes well. I will continue living, likely well beyond your death, likely well beyond the death of every family member you've ever known, by the time the Dubois name has died out.
Sad but true.
Time is not a construct we concern ourselves with. And goals, we don't concern ourselves with having a finished goal. Not typically. Sure, there are things that we concern ourselves with, projects we like done, but you're not going to see a deity who is going to care about making themselves more popular. Not typically.
With the way that my brain works, I don't believe there's a way for me to wrap my head around what he could possibly be doing.
Then find out who. Then find someone who can. I would be careful, though. From what I have heard, one of the new deities was summoned in my brother's domain, and I don't believe that deity will be working with you all in this regard.
Yeah, that was sort of an oversight on Darius's part. Sort of just dragging him in there. Very uncomfortable few moments. Well, I guess I have to consult the old key ring. Figure out who would be the best to sort of... This is all very much a lot. I don't really know what to do, and this is sort of a not a first. There's been a lot of times I don't really know what to do, but it seems like there's an unattainable what to do now, and I don't enjoy that. And Fritz will kind of just ramble to himself until he wakes up.
Very well. You ramble until at one point you wake up.
That was not the most. It was helpful. Don't get me wrong. I am very stressed now.
What did Nina say?
Well, for one, the idea of reviving the dragon and, you know, trapping him as we wanted to in timeout, may stop his father from directly attacking, and he might just instead send assassins after Aldasaxis.
That's fine.
It's better than the alternative.
Yes. As long as they're not indiscriminately attacking the country.
True. And then for the other part of things about handling Aldasaxis, I was given a very vague answer because there are some things that can't be shared. He also Muni pointed out that Aldasaxis is doing a lot to purposely draw attention to himself and draw the eye of enemy and get enmity towards himself from very big fish.
Could he be trying to replace himself? Is he trying to die?
If that's what he wanted, he could just ask us.
It's not enough to
What?
just ask. You need people to be motivated to kill you. Especially when you're a
What?
god.
We are rather motivated at this point, I believe.
Who knows? It could simply also be a form of entertainment to him, like some cosmic game of chess, and the more the odds are stacked against you, the greater the reward for besting them.
He's testing his strength, basically.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, either way,
He could also
I think
simply
we
be
should
seeking-
fight him.
Yeah, he could simply be seeking to completely do away with the traces and power of the old gods.
I was also told that it would be very hard for us to figure out what he's doing, and we should probably find someone who could probably get more into the mind of a god than we could. Also, Darius, don't talk to that guy anymore. He's very upset and will likely not be working with us. The one you
I like
You did-
DD.
you did summon him into,
I know.
sort of.
Oh, is
But yeah.
that why he wasn't the one who answered?
Yeah, probably.
Alright, Fitz. Darius used commune and did not get the one that she calls Stevie.
Yeah.
Instead
You
got
like
another messenger of Granny Scott.
I don't think you'll be seeing Dee Dee anymore, I'm afraid.
Maybe
Yeah.
this will learn you to not summon gods
This'll learn
willy-nilly.
you a lesson, girl.
Paris is just gonna very carefully put a hand on Granny's shoulder and go, "It won't."
I know.
Also, Fitz, out of the kindness of my heart, go look in the mirror.
Preemptively, Fitz is going to cast Force Cage on Kaz.
Aw, man.
Go to the mirror. You think you would learn?
I'll
That's my
play
last
with my
spell, though.
I'll play with my puzzle box.
You will! I will not be letting you out unless it's an emergency!
I want to talk to Ruben.
It doesn't matter! You should have thought of that! These are the consequences of your actions, Cass. Now you're
Hey,
stuck in
guys.
there.
Imagine explaining to like an everyday citizen that we use Force Cage as a punishment.
Well, everyone in the cart is sort of around.
No. I mean, like, doing this in front of someone like the Queen, who's not used to high-level people who just use Force Cage as a punishment. Do you realize how weird that is, right? We're using an 8th level
You mean-
spell.
You mean most people
Seven.
don't use 7th level spells to put their friends in gay baby jail?
That's on them.
Also, I want you to know, I do imagine
Yes.
the Force Cage. I do imagine it as the Gulag in Final Fantasy XIV, where you have to put
It's
in
just a
stone
bunch
prisons.
of crystals.
Oh,
Yeah, think about it. Think about him in there.
Sit there and think about Ruben.
Sit there. Think about your crimes.
You know, I have another button, but I don't know when it will be apparent.
Hey yo.
Oh, okay.
Think about stealing.
So, as you guys are talking about using 8th level spells like Force Cage or the drop of a hat, Captain Marceau is going to pipe up and go, you realize that this is extremely unusual, right? What you're doing?
Which part?
All of this. You've managed to communicate with a deity, cast sending upon a queen. You have force caged your friend as a punishment for being drawn on.
Mhm.
And you are calmly discussing, or relatively calmly discussing, the actions of deities and how to deal with them. You realize you are almost certainly the most powerful people on this continent. Right?
That's a depressing thought.
No.
That is a
No.
depressing.
That can't be right.
It can't
There's
be
gotta be
right.
someone.
I mean, don't they have that giant, like, safe haven up north with the giant vault of magical items? Surely the people who protect that are stronger than us, right?
No.
Aren't they all
Probably
wiped
not.
out?
A lot of them only stay there and protect that vault. They stay in one place.
This sounds.
We
gotta
are
be.
such chuckle fucks. We cannot be.
We're here using Force Cage to put Kaz in jail. We can't be the most powerful. That's insane.
Did you cast any other spells?
How do you mean?
When you went to go contend with the head of a
Well, he cast
rogue
Force
element in the
Cage
government?
earlier.
I used I used far step.
How many other
Basically
spells can
one.
you cast?
2 beyond that.
So you
Which is
cast
one.
one spell.
Well, I have other things that aren't spells. that doesn't count. I have another spell that doesn't take up any of my. That's called prismatic spray. I can just do that because of this.
What is that?
My weapon. What are you talking about? Stop talking to me. Look at the other guys.
Your weapon from what?
From a firstborn dragon.
Right.
Firstborn gem dragon.
Right. Right. And you're wearing what, old woman?
I don't know. Just a rapper?
I don't know.
I got it off of guys in jail. What do you want from me?
I'm pointing out that you are the most powerful people on this continent.
I like that you just mainly
Oh, this
bullied
continent's
Fitz with
so
that.
fucked.
Yeah. Sure is.
I'm gonna take you out.
I wish I wasn't pregnant. I need a drink so bad. I need to overindulge in something because the realization that the reason we're doing it isn't just because we feel guilty, but because we're the only ones who are capable of doing it is gonna make
It's sort of.
me vomit.
It's sort of like when you start doing the dishes because you want to, and then someone comes along and tells you you have to do it, and then all of a sudden you don't want to do it anymore. And now we have to because we are.
Unfortunately, when they tell you you have to, you're also the top dishwasher in the entire country, and no
And
one
you've
can
got
do
a
it quite as
reason
well
why.
as you.
And for some reason, a lot of people don't know how to do dishes.
This analogy is falling apart with the second.
Don't worry about it.
This is
Man.
terrible news.
I
made
think we're
ourselves
gonna
too
have to
important
kill
at
this guy. This guy being the god of
Dog.
ambition.
Well, this does not help the case about what we're dealing with, but perhaps we should discuss our potential methods for reviving and then subsequently trapping the dragon.
Yeah, I think that is.
You're right. It does a terrible job for your case.
What do you want us to do? How can we make this better? We're trying to help and we're just getting judgment. What do you want? Do you want
And
us
you're
to go
bullying
on?
us, but Fizzy's over there on a mushroom-induced sleep spell.
Okay.
And
She's
to be
high out of her
fair,
mind eating mushrooms.
then-
Cannon, by the way.
Ignatius will point towards Captain Rosa and say, and you can't exactly speak much on it either, even though you didn't fight him, you did come face to face with one of the God of Ambition's most powerful followers.
Yes.
Yeah, you're also weird.
Yes. I still do not hold a candle against a single one of you.
I don't know, I'm pretty easy to kill, apparently. Died
Yeah,
once.
but you're also good at killing.
What I'm pointing out is that if you all decide not to do something about this, which is fine, no one else can do anything.
Which is not fine.
Not fair.
Oh, we can't leave it like that. If we're the only chucklefucks who can do anything, then we have to do something.
You know, I never
didn't-
wanted to be this. I just wanted to be a simple fucking idiot. Instead, we gotta do this. Oh, I'm not an idiot. I'm
I
very
can't lie.
intelligent.
This is kind of in line with my goals, but I didn't expect to take it this far.
All according to Kikaku.
The idea of Granny going, actually, no, this is exactly what I wanted, but it's a bit more than I expected.
Yeah, it's in line with what I wanted, but it's a bit more than I ever expected to achieve.
Man, I still have to destroy a cult.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
still got personal
You know.
shit to tend with.
Cass just
quit
thinking
being
about
gay.
gay shit.
I mean,
I can see her thoughts so clearly.
Guys with their hands on the bars. Just thinking about my girlfriend.
that's what she is. She's just bored.
Man. Anyone know, like, any godlike being we could contact to ask about Avataxis then?
I mean, fuck, you've already tried to call one of my gods twice.
We've got
I didn't mean to
quite a
call
lot
her
of-
twice.
We've got quite a lot of options, to be quite honest. Fitz will hold up his keyring of god symbols. Just flip through them like a phone book.
I think I would say if we can figure out who to ask of the new gods, that might get us more. They probably know more about him.
Fitz.
Oh.
Who would, of the new gods, Granny, you gave me an idea. Who would be in direct opposition to him? Who would stand the most to fucking him over?
I mean, the opposite of ambition.
Is there a god of sloth?
No,
see.
but there is one god that might have interest in either rewarding or punishing ambition, and does somewhat align with Darius's lifestyle and risk-taking. There is, I believe, a deity for gambling.
I don't know if I should be trusted talking to a gambling god.
I think I heard about that one. It's not gambling, it's the god of contracts, right? He's just on the gambling island. Or god of exchange or whatever. Gambling's just a form of exchange.
This is an out of character question. Who is the god that fucked with me? Who is that guy?
Oh. Took me a second to understand your question, but now I understand
Yeah.
your question. You mean who was the one that was initially targeted? That's Alainen, the god of excuses.
No excuses.
We could also potentially contact the god of guns. Since he kind of thought that I was interested in him. And I wouldn't want to contact the god who hates Fitz's ass.
I wouldn't.
That seems
Feel like
this
that.
seems dangerous.
Poking a wasp's nest, perhaps.
Yeah, especially since when you used commune on all the taxes, he didn't leave right away. So having someone who doesn't feel the need to stick around is probably preferable.
Yeah. I have to go find. Connor, can you send me the list of gods you sent me at some point?
Can we also do a break soon? Because
Honey troubles?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can take a quick break right here. I'll get you that list, Jill.
yeah, we'll talk about what gods are contacted over the break.
I have provided a list of names of deities that Fitz would be aware of due to his odd habit of effectively carrying around a keychain of deities. So the party is now aware of a few options they could have to reach out to. And you guys have been talking about that off stream for a little bit. So would you guys like to have a scene on that?
No, we're just gonna call them all individually and not talk about what we're doing.
I think we should call Pascal because I think it would be really poetic to contact the guy because like the priest who claims to be following him clearly isn't because he's following a different god. So like he might have some stakes in this race. Is what I'm trying to say.
It's true. I vote Pedro Pascal.
Me too.
It's not his name. It's not his name. It's not. His name is not Pedro Pascal.
I'm wearing a shirt that says vote for Pedro Pascal.
Your shirt says cantaloupe, antelope, same thing.
Not
same. Not same.
I'm glad I knew that would work.
It says not same. Important.
Gerald, thanks for being predictable for me.
Fuck you.
Darius will hesitate before trying to reach out and go, listen, I think maybe we should be careful asking for favors with Commune. Is there any way we can, like, I don't know, do some sort of fucked up weird offering thing?
Well, the most fucked up weird offering that we could give would be to dispose of the false follower.
That is not an option, and also I don't think it would make him that happy.
We also already dispatched of a false follower because the priestess that the other party killed surely also wasn't following Pascal for real because she was actively, well, I guess in a twisted way she might have been because like the reasoning of the Vex vampire was to unify people.
We need to think of it also in the fact that this is the god of resolution and peace. So coming to them and being like, hey dog, we fucking murdered that guy for you. You'd be like,
we're coming in the name of peace. Like, isn't that enough?
Well, I suppose just say that we're trying to stop war.
Anyways, we probably shouldn't, like, do anything too fucked up and, like, be really polite. I'm really not good at the polite things. I need someone else to come up with, like, an intricate ritual thing or something that will make it seem like we're not being really rude.
I don't know how much the new gods really are on principle.
They're not that traditional.
And I feel like approaching in any way beyond how we sort of are would be disingenuous.
I think you just need to express that we are trying for peace.
Yes.
Like we could do it in the name of whatever. Well, I can't do it in the name of the new god, but you guys could.
We want to stop the war, and also you have intentions of retiring from this as soon as you're able to.
Yeah. You want peace yourself. For yourself. Perfect.
Let's tell me how to pronounce
Nothing
this
could
guy's
go
name
wrong.
again.
Pascal?
Pascal?
Pascal. Well,
Just
Let
think
me
of that
double
really
check
hot
something.
actor from fucking, I don't know.
Think of that bard, that traveling bard troupe with the really hot actor. They did the thing called like The Marvelous Life of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, something to do with that.
Something like that. That was a good play. You saw that one, right?
My only problem
named
is-
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I can try to reach out to him today, but using the spell more than twice in a day, there's a chance it won't work.
I mean, we do need to rest up. But then again, I don't know how fast we need to move.
I will
When's the
try.
ceremony?
Great question.
Do we know when the ceremony is? Did the radio say it?
It does not. This is all the same day.
Well,
I
So-
know, but I'm trying to see if we can like guilt-free take a long rest.
Yeah, if they were like, in 3
The thing is,
days, the ceremony will be
I can do it again, and I'll
It just
tell you
might-
if it doesn't work.
Okay.
Because
Did you know
I'll
if it
get no
doesn't work?
answer.
Okay.
I'll get no answer.
Just try it. Whatever.
Well, Connor. There's a 25% chance.
Put
Roll 1d100.
on speed dial. Meow.
Wonderful news, it works.
Yep.
I guess Darius will go, hi, sorry for calling with no warning or really knowing who I am or anything like that. Could we talk to you? Saying Connor decide what Go XLR setting to go with.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Because I know you.
And that's where your Go XLR is.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know where it is because you unplugged it earlier. Gah!
What the fuck?
Wrong button,
The
sorry.
radio!
Oh my god, he speaks
You're
to us
tuning
through the radio.
Oh my god!
Pascal was the radio announcer all along?
No.
Fucking car horn, like air horn. You're listening to elephant noise.
Can't say I know you.
Cool, he did answer. What are your feelings about Alvitaxis?
You could call him my brother. In a way. Why?
He's trying to provoke something that could cause a war in Ekes. Would you be able to give us information?
Or insight, I think, is probably the more accurate.
That's my third question, by the way, so we'll see.
Could you roll me persuasion?
Yeah, sick. Cool. I'm so good at that.
Yeah, well,
Anyone
you're
want to
all
give me
luck.
like a pat on the back or like
You can do it.
thanks?
Okay, hold
Want to
on.
watch the Nat 1?
Do I have it still?
27. I was being sarcastic. I have a plus 13.
Yes, and you're also the
I
only
know,
one
but
who
I was
can
trying to
talk
see.
them.
Yeah, I don't have enhanced ability, so.
27, Connor?
I suppose it would depend on what you want. I have no love for him. But I won't kill him.
Great news, everyone. Pascal doesn't care for their brother.
Yeah, but we need to understand Alditaxis's motivations and why he's doing it. And
Yeah. That was my last question, so we're gonna have to, I can try again, but again, it's a good chance of failure. Because it's...
Ask if we can like meet up with him.
Hey,
Or
Connor,
something.
quick question. Before I send this thing, because I will do what you're saying, Jokes. That's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's more... When it says a cumulative 25%, does that mean each time?
so
Yeah,
if you
so-
cast it again, it's
so,
a 50% chance that
Mhm.
Yep.
it won't work.
So, low or high?
Low is bad. You want a high result.
I rolled a 79 last time.
86.
Ooh.
You're
Thanks,
good.
thanks, Jill. I saw you
No
put
problem.
your mojo into it.
I was sending psychic waves. I was thinking about crystals. I was thinking about the healing properties of crystals.
Jail crystals?
Where's my Geo crystal, dude? You
Gotta
imagine if
charge
I
it
just
with-
pulled one out?
Gotta charge it with the bros.
with the bows. Varys will continue to go. We aren't asking you to directly hurt or interfere with this. This is our beast, our burden. We just need insight. Can we meet with you?
I don't see why not. Do you all consent?
Yes.
Good.
Whatever, I'm about to get possessed.
You all should be in the same area, including Kaz, who is inside of her force cage.
As
She's
funny
fast
as it
asleep
would be
right
if
now.
everyone left and Kaz was trapped there, like, wait, where did everyone go?
Jolly's still there.
And you all will feel the ground beneath your feet give way as you see that with the appearance of poppy petals, the ground begins to crumble and open up into holes below you, and you all fall through, including
I'll drop
Kaz, despite the
Drop
force cage.
What does that mean? What?
We're being
The-
sucked into the god's domain or whatever.
Yeah, the hole opens up in the bottom of the force cage. It's not underneath it on the floor.
Trapdoor opens.
I should have asked more questions on how this was gonna happen.
You guys fall maybe 5 feet, and then you find yourselves landing. Hold on, I need to change this music real quick.
Yeah, I knew as soon as he said, "Do you all consent?" I was like, something fun's gonna happen. Yes.
Of course we consent.
I was kind of hoping I could get possessed so I wouldn't have to talk for a bit.
No.
Man.
It's not the most disconcerting method of travel that we've utilized today.
You guys will fall maybe 5 feet. Some of you landing on your backs, others fronts or sides. And you fall into a field. All around you, there are poppy flowers. Some of which have gone into blossom. Others appear to show the full bulb developing, still dripping with sap. And as you stand up out of this field and look around, you'll see that periodically you can see distantly people standing in the middle of the field, very calm, very quietly. But most importantly to you all right now is the man standing in front of you. He looks to be maybe about 5'9", nothing terribly impressive. He's wearing what looks to be something like a robe, very plain, almost like burlap, really. He's got dark skin, kind of like sand, sun-weathered, very aged look to his face. Wrinkles, frown lines, very tired-looking expression. His eyes themselves seem to droop down a little bit at the sides, and he has a set of very bushy brows. You'll scratch stubble on his chin, and then say, "Well, you have me."
Hi. Neighborhood watch. And Darius is going to desperately look at the others and just say very quietly, "I tend to be very rude. One of you might want to help me here."
Hello. Resident cleric here.
Desperately, please don't let me be the one to talk. I will offend another god.
Well, thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
You aren't one of mine, are you?
No,
You smell of
but-
a different god.
but
of
our
them.
gods, yes. And you'll
What,
find that.
you can smell it?
Yes.
Don't be weird. Shush.
I can smell the dragon on him as well. One of them.
Yes. Well, you'll find that At least my gods probably have fairly similar goals to yours. But this ain't about them. This is about Aldataxis and the problems he's causing. And we're not asking you to do anything. We're just trying to understand our enemy, per se. Understand his motivations, why he's setting up people to go after him, and
Yeah, what went wrong in his childhood to make him this fucked up? Sorry.
I don't think gods have childhoods.
And hopefully through understanding him, we can avoid multiple wars as his followers have attempted to set up.
Yeah, which is
We've already stopped
something that
one of them.
we thought you would appreciate, you know, trying to keep the peace and all that.
You mortals always tend to misunderstand what peace is, what a resolution can mean. Peace does not always end in a quiet way. It can end in a very violent way. Resolutions don't always have happy endings. Yes.
Well, either way.
My brother is
Trying
likely trying to start another war. That wouldn't surprise me. He's definitely met with Luther many times. But that is not necessarily my problem. So, let's cut to the chase. What is it in particular you want to know about him?
Does he keep antagonizing people to cause fights?
Always.
But why? What does he gain out of having people specifically trying to fight him?
You're asking the wrong question. What he gains out of it is he gains enemies. What he wants is something to fight. He is ambition.
Ambition's not just fighting. That's what I don't get.
But there's nothing gained by being ambitious if you have no competition or opposition. If it means someone trying to kill you, that may be something to be ambitious against. If you are able to gain it freely, that's not truly ambition. It's just taking something. He wants to epitomize ambition, which means he wants to have to fight for it. Whatever it is.
And his maneuvering leaves it so that we, one of his current opponents, can't exactly say no without watching the world fall apart around us.
Correct. He likely set up several plans, many more that you probably never even saw, all in the hopes that one would eventually come to fruition. One would ripen. And when it did, he likely would step in and he would squash it to make himself look like a hero. Also that he could use that ambition and that reputation it would give him to bring himself as high as possible.
So basically, he wants us to try to fight him. But
Yes.
you're and your own follower, Luther, his name was?
Not my follower.
Okay.
Brother.
I didn't think Luther. Wait, who's Luther? Wait, who's Luther then? Out of character, like.
He's in the same list that Jill has. God of Conflict and War.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was so like the priest. So he's been talking with
All the
Talking
time.
with the god of war.
He meant it more in a metaphorical sense, not literally talking to the god of war. It's more so
Okay.
that in his lifetime he has worked with and crossed paths with him because he inadvertently causes wars.
Okay. I was confusing Luther. I don't remember the name of the priest.
That would be Sig.
Sig, that was it. Frankly, I think all of this is just coming back to we gotta fight this guy. He's just kind of an asshole.
Or we can take care of the opposition he puts before us and then ignore him. That would be the way to counter his ambition.
See, we are only 6 people. 6 people ignoring a god is not gonna have the effect that we want, I think.
But he's building up to fight us. That has been his plans.
We are an amusement. I think he is trying to fight another god, I think, maybe. I think we are just an amusement that if we get to him, all the better. But he's antagonized the god of metallic dragons.
If we can stop that other fight from happening, then we put the move into his court. He wants us to fight him. He wants our god to fight him. If we settle things so that there is no one to fight, then his ambition has failed him. I think it is the same thing with the peace talks between the north and the south of the country, with Avek trying to force peace through this first vampire that would result in a bloody conflict. Even with his other various, perhaps unknowing followers such as the cult that I am after.
I won't lie, that's a really good point. But I kind of want to fight him.
And that's what he wants.
But
That's the
like,
problem.
but what if we win?
What if we
Awful
lose?
ambitious.
Well, if we lose, but I don't know. I'm not saying, y'all have to agree with me. It's not like I have much life left anyway, but
I don't want to die trying to climb an impossible hill.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to bring you with me if you weren't.
Yes.
But
That does bring
It's
up a
pressing.
different point. What if instead of attempting to fight and kill him, we use the spell that Fitz learned to seal him away for a time?
would it be able to put him in timeout?
He's a god.
Yeah. I love that we are just chatting in front of. Hey.
It's a really nice place. It's very nice.
It's a
to
really
think
nice
of things
here.
here.
We have some we could ask. And then I'll come out and say it. Pascal, is it possible for us to steal away the god of ambition for a time?
You still don't ask the right questions. For a time. Sure.
How do we bring ambition low? Is that the right question?
It's closer. You don't. Not really. It's not possible with how he's handling himself.
What is the right question? What should we be asking?
What is the nature of Allotaxis' divinity? You assume that it's just divine. We are gods. We are deities. That is all, correct?
But divinity comes from something.
Yes and no. It also is displayed in other ways. You can either decide as a god to maintain a single form and then put out avatars of yourself to be on the plane, such as how I handle things. This is how I will be, this is how I will look, this is likely my entire form and will always be my form. Or you can use mortals. And you use them almost like vehicles. Like carts, I suppose would be the best way of describing it.
Is we're dealing with right now a mortal that he's using, or is it actually him?
It is him. In a mortal body.
Oh, so we can kill the body then.
Yes, of course. There's no point to being ambitious if you already have everything in front of you. What is there to strive for when you're already a god? So, he lets himself be mortal. He lives, he dies, he grows up, he gets stronger. He strives for as much as he can, as fast as he can. And then when it comes to an end, he starts again.
Burn hot, burn fast. I prefer to be a firecracker than a candle type of person.
There's nothing impressive about just burning gently.
So even if we do fight him and kill him, he's not going away.
No.
No, but because of his nature, he wouldn't just come back to challenge us again. He would start again. So
yes.
He wouldn't do anything again for like at least a decade. Because what would be the point of coming at us at his full force? That's boring. Taking him down as he is.
For as much trouble as you all will have, as the last always did, with ambition, when ambition loses, he loses. The fight is over. His goals are done. What he wanted has ended because he lost. So, he'll come back again and he'll find something new.
Oh my god.
You mean this isn't the first time he's gone down?
Well, it will be the first time he will die here. Where we were from initially, he did it many times before.
That's why he was trying to get the vampire and why he was trying to get the dragon. Because he wanted the challenge of fighting them. But because we dealt with them, we're now his biggest challenge. That's why he's been taking out the other ones. Because he saw us now as the biggest fish to fry. If we had never taken down the vampire, he still would have gone after the vampire. annoying. Granted.
Call him annoying. Call him what you will. He knows what he wants. And he gets it. Whether you like it or not.
Well, personally, I think this has been enlightening. I don't know if there's much else I have to ask here. Unless you guys have questions.
I don't understand how his mortal body works. So when he dies, does his divinity get transferred to like a newborn baby somewhere, or does he return to a godly form and then like make a new body? Like is
He likely just takes over the nearest child he can find.
Okay, so he does like subsume.
Oh yes.
a
You would still
host.
want something that has that ambitious seed somewhere inside of it. But no. You are vessels to him. He will suit his powers to suit that vessel and grow with time. That's all you are to him. And challenges. You are also challenges for him.
Is there a way to trap this divinity in another vessel? Like after this mortal shell dies and before it goes to a new one?
No. Nothing you could do.
Something you could do?
I will not
Not
lift
a
a
good
hand
idea.
against him.
Yeah, I
Not a good
figured. I know.
We don't need any more
Something.
gods trapped somewhere else.
Maybe it's something that the metallic dragon can do?
Not without them directly meeting, I don't think, and that would be equally disastrous. Could wipe out many.
I'm not telling him to fight. I'm telling him after us or someone fights this guy, another person swoops in. I'm not saying fight. I know we don't want the gods to fight.
No, the best opportunity to trap him would be while he is in mortal form. And even then, that would only last so long. If it became impossible for him to break out, then he would simply abandon the game. Start over.
Why'd you laugh?
I was laughing at the fuzzy noises I'm hearing from Jolly's side. It's okay. I was just hearing. So I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. So,
I think we are big, strong adventurers, and we can deal with this ourselves
yes.
at this point.
We either
Involving anyone else, god or otherwise, just causes problems.
Yes.
That's the
We
problem at the
either-
end of the day.
We either accept the outcome of killing him and him simply rebirthing and eventually pursuing these goals again, or we delay him for a time, though this would not diminish his powers. If we attempt to delay him indefinitely, then he'll simply revert to step one again. And there is no way to truly be rid of him, but we can make him not an issue for some time.
I think we're gonna have to kill this guy. Damn.
I would like to leave before I say something incredibly disrespectful to a god.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, thank you for answering our questions. I think that's all we have to ask of you. Unless there's
Well-
something you want to ask us. I don't know. I don't think you're interested in us, though.
No. Go now.
Okay, goodbye.
Find your resolution. And with a wave of his hand, the ground beneath you will open up and crumble into petals again, and you will find yourselves falling back to where you were previously, inside the tower. Kaz, you fall back into the force cage.
Damn!
I saw your VTuber react. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh man, not again."
Oh man.
Oh man.
If it helps, Fitz would dispel it. Be gone.
Be
Thought-
gone, thought.
Be gone, thought! Getting very tired of gods.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think that we as a people would have been better off without them, perhaps. They do nothing. They use our bodies. What's the point of all that power if you do nothing with it?
I think the problem we're having right now is that they are doing something with it.
Yes, but not the ones we need. The ones who
And the ones-
entire is based around peace won't lift a finger to achieve that.
Because he knows that will break the peace. Gods only have the power from what their divinity dwells in. If he were to lift a finger, as you say, and fight, it would steal his divinity away. It's not a matter of, in his case, not wanting to do something for the sake of not doing it. It's because fundamentally it would destroy him. You can be pissed as you want.
I am upset. I don't know if you could tell by everything that's happening here. Either our world ends and we all die, or a god loses its divinity and is surely overtaken by another. It boggles me.
I hate to tell you this. The thing you're
What?
complaining about with the gods, it's the same thing that happens every day with mortal politics.
And that doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't like politics either.
No, but what I'm saying is, we can't do anything unless you want to take over everything and puppet it yourself.
I don't. I want people who are competent to do it.
You're
But that
asking too
doesn't
much
seem
out
to
of
be
it.
happening. We have a queen who I normally on a good day would have said no offense to her, but I'm tired of it. She sits there and sits on her basis of politics when this is so much bigger than politics. This is world ending. If nothing is done, then there will be nothing to be political about. But no, we have to sit and we have to throw a celebration for the man who killed the dragon, even if he is the one we've been fighting the entire time.
Yeah.
And we have to sit back and not interfere because, oh, God's forbid, if we do anything, it will disrupt the delicate political air we've set about.
Yes, those who are competent and will play by the rules are often bested by those who play outside of the rules.
So why stick to them? Because you're just going to get beat, regardless. So sticking to these rules and these permits and these little laws that have come into place that are nothing. You'll follow those to the T, but sacrifice the entire world to do it.
It's...
What?
If I were to punch you right now,
Yes.
and we were to start to get into a fist fight,
Correct.
our friends have the option to do nothing or to sit there and try to break us up, correct?
Yes.
Or cheer wildly.
Cheer wildly.
Or cheer wildly.
Oh.
You're forgetting
Or
the
place
option
bets.
that Kaz has of jumping in.
Cass also wants to fight.
Cass specifically wants to beat the shit out of Fitz.
And
Let's just... Depends.
Hey, I took the force gauge away. Didn't make you stay there the whole time.
Sorry. I, Jessica, know what I want to come out of this.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to figure out how Darius would say it. We get into a fight. Our friends decide to do nothing. They're abiding by the laws of the sense of getting involved means picking a side. Our friends get involved. In the end, they pick a side. That ends up causing problems in different ways because it causes resentment from one of us. Everything does have a cause and a punishment, but the problem is we put rules in place as a means of causing safety. There are people who are always going to have that negative horribleness to them. Politicians who create laws specifically to enrich themselves. Gods who start drama and wars to get their own sick twists out of it. And the ones who choose not to get involved, they do that because they think they can't change the laws either. And there are things wrong with that as well. But then there are everyday people, and it just... I'm trying to figure out how to say this to you that's not going to piss you off more.
It's going to be quite hard. I wish you luck.
I'm annoyed because all you're thinking of is in black and whites.
Welcome to
Nothing
my
in this
life.
world is black and white, Fitz.
Debatable.
Color black, color white.
Kinda eat shit.
Sorry.
Fucking got him.
Got him.
Checkmate, asshole.
Yeah.
Let's
That's zebra
put
over
it-
there.
let's put it in perspective with us as a group. How many people do you think we have killed as a collective?
Not countable. Wasn't necessarily keeping track.
Cool. By most people's standards, killing someone is bad. Hard
Yes.
stop.
It is.
By Granny's standards, it's bad to kill someone. Hard stop.
Yes.
So by that logic, if we went by what people believe is wrong and bad, because we've killed people, we deserve to be punished.
We do. We're not good people.
We're
We've
not.
done good things. We've done good things. We've done bad things in the name of good, which doesn't make us good people.
Cool. Then do you want to be punished at the end of all of this?
I mean, who wants to be punished? Of course I don't, but it wouldn't be remiss if we were. Because we were just normal people, doing nothing, and from an outside standpoint, we've gone on a killing spree. Do those people deserve it? Yes, in my mind. Because they were bad people. But killing bad people does not make you a good person. I don't believe you're going to change my mind on this, and it won't affect the fight, but I need you to know that I am coming out of this fundamentally different. And I don't respect
agree?
anyone who runs this country, or even the gods. I've lost all respect for them.
Do you really believe you're not a good person?
The blood on my hands would tell me yes. We've killed a lot of people, Granny. Well, you haven't, so...
I made up for it in my youth. But I don't know. If the actions we've taken outside of the black and white killing people is bad, if our actions haven't made us good people, what would? All we've been doing is trying to help people.
Yes. But we've taken a route that, in my mind, while the easiest, perhaps for us, killing anyone who gets in our way, killing those who are doing the bad things we're trying to stop, which, again, I'm not arguing that we shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying we shouldn't see ourselves as good people after it. We've done what we can, but we've taken a path that is nothing but murder, leaving bodies in our wake.
Now you see why I don't kill anymore.
Perhaps I do.
It's
After
because
this, I don't know if I will either.
Just
Thanks,
take a step back.
what?
To take a step back. Answer Granny's question, what makes someone a good person?
A good person, not murder?
No.
Living
Take us
your...
fully out of the...
I'm trying to. Living your life as a normal person, going to work, coming home, eating dinner, having kids, getting married, working and contributing to help your community without killing those around you. If your neighbor puts up a tree in their yard you don't like, you don't walk over and kill them.
No, but what if you walk over and cut it down? Does that still make you a bad person?
Yes!
Congratulations!
That's not
No
your
one's a good
tree!
person, Fitz.
Well,
no
no
one
one's
is.
going to walk over and cut somebody else's property. That's property damage.
So a good
You have
person
not
is
met the same
someone.
people I have.
A good person is someone who minds their own business.
Basically, but does what they can to help in a way that is morally good.
Your morals are not everyone's morals.
Yes, but there are good and bad things. You understand that, correct? Murder, fundamentally bad.
Meh.
Making cookies for your neighbor, giving candy to children, fundamentally good.
But what about if you killed someone in self-defense? You've murdered them, but they were going to murder you.
Yes.
Or do some
and if
other
you murder
harm.
them. Murder, fundamentally bad.
So the
If you
person
kill
protecting
someone-
themselves.
Killing people is bad. Perhaps. What
Yes.
a wild,
Well, let's
thought.
let's take it a step back then, Fitz. You don't kill them, but you hurt them. Pretty bad.
Yes.
Are you still a bad person?
Is it self-defense?
Yes.
No, because you protected yourself in a way that didn't end with somebody's life being lost.
But by someone
Do it
else's
for-
standards, doing anything to hurt someone is bad.
Okay. I'm thinking about my standards. We asked you about my standards on whether I think I am a good person or not. That is what we started talking about.
Yeah.
And that is where I've ended.
Well,
So start.
that's
Start
all
from-
well and good, but personally, I don't care if I am seen as good or bad. I don't care if any of you are seen as good or bad. All I care about is protecting my family and making certain that they have a future that is worth living for. I will see that done no matter what it takes, no matter who I have to hurt, to be honest. But I will also protect each of you.
I think when it comes to whether or not you're a good person, I think that's not something you can decide for yourself. And I think what makes someone a good person will differ, like if someone is a good person or not depends on who's looking at them. And
You get
I don't disagree. I think no one has the right at their core to take another life. I think there's always another solution, but that's just me. I don't think other people are going to. I think if someone else saw someone kill in self-defense, they might not draw that same line. But as we said, we are talking about your standards.
I'll leave
I
it at
think-
this because Fitz, we're not going to agree.
No, we aren't.
If doing the right thing means you die in the end, let's say the queen decides, okay, I'm helping, I'm putting my foot down, and she gets killed because she helps us do the right thing, is that worth it?
Yes.
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 Not everyone's a martyr.
I appreciate your conviction.
And expecting everyone else to be a martyr is childish.
Coming from you, that's rich. And Fitz will
I know I'm childish.
No, Fitz is gone.
Let him go. It's a complicated life out there.
We got this. We should all get cleaned up. And also most likely sleep. But there's no telling what will happen.
What's up, Jolly?
Never
What's up,
mind.
Jelly?
Never,
No, you were
never
about
mind.
to say
Don't you
something.
fucking never mind. Say what you mean.
I was gonna do the Reuben thing, but never mind.
Oh,
Fuck you,
can.
do it.
Yeah. It's just us being like, oh, yeah, let's start getting some rest, fellas. You can still go
You can still do the thing.
Yeah.
find your son.
Find your son now.
What's it? We need that meme where it's that person like with the crazy expression digging their fingernails into the shoulders of someone else, and it's Kaz asking like questions about Ruben.
I also would have mentioned I would have left the room at that point when they were arguing. I would
No,
have been
that's fair.
there. So because like the whole moral of like killing is bad, and I was like, yeah, I already know I'm bad, so I'm gonna leave.
Take your hand. Two
By the
bad
way, just to-
bitches, but not in the way
just
you
to-
want to be.
Just to clarify, that
Yeah.
was Jill very much in character, doing a very good job in character.
Yeah.
100%.
As soon as Fitz left the scene and you were
That
like,
was
I was like, oh, yeah,
Jill in
okay.
character playing a stubborn character that doesn't want to
I do
think of
not
things.
share my views with Fitz. We
Yeah.
don't have the same views.
I also knew that Jill, the person, was like, oh yeah, you kill that guy.
Yeah,
You would
Got
be
it.
totally fine with that.
Jill, the person who played like Rogue, who would shoot someone over the matter of like
Yeah,
25
Rogue
cents.
killed an accountant.
My morals align more with Ro than Fitz, and I don't know what that says about me. Nothing good.
So Jolly, you wanted to? Did you still want to spy on Ruben or try to reach out to Ruben?
I thought you said
Please.
it was not. I shouldn't do it.
Oh
That was
yeah,
nice.
you that itself. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. The legend lore is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So do you want to still do that on the little statue?
Yeah.
So that is. Let me see. Do you guys have a legend lore scroll or the resources right now?
No.
Did you use it up, Jess?
We used it up previously. Jolly and I discussed this recently. We only need 250 gold worth of incense. The reason we keep using paper is because we keep making the scroll for other people.
Okay. So I will say, in fairness to you, y'all have more than enough methods of getting around fast, and 250 gold worth of incense can be acquired. So
Okay.
We
I-
haven't
I
cleared
am-
the country out of that yet.
yeah, you have not cleared the country out of all the incense yet.
And
If
I,
you
We're getting
just
there.
Let me make magic paper.
and I do have a heavy qualifier of yet. Because this is
That's
like
easy.
the 5th legend lore we've used in the past month, so
We're getting there. So I'll knock off the 250 gold and say that Jolly, you'll be able to acquire it.
Okay.
So that's not the end of the world. So, would you like to perform a legend lore upon the statue of Reuben?
Is it gonna show when I even got the statue? Because I don't even fucking recall where.
That was a backstory thing, actually. That was you said that you did it while grave robbing.
As a teenager, yeah.
Yeah, as a teenager.
But I didn't know where.
So if you'd like, I can set the scene, and for our last little scene of the session, I can tell you. I can do
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. How dare you have your moment?
I'll kill
What?
you.
I'm making fun of the reaction that you always have when it's your turn to be front and center. So, casting Legend Lore, or having Darius cast Legend Lore for you and through you, effectively, you will begin to look into the statuette that you use to summon and resummon your faithful companion, Reuben.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and... As you do so, your mind will begin to be besieged by images of something very different. You see a, well, not even a landscape. It's more like a starscape. A scattering of loose rock and rubble that is floating around an empty location of not much of anything more than chaos. Stone and fire, loose amalgamations and blobs of something like water or what have you, as it floats through nothingness. And there is a vague shape. You can't make it out. You're not sure why, but it doesn't seem complete. It doesn't seem full. So for whatever reason, it can't show itself, not the way you would want to. But this shape, you, at the back of your mind, recognize as Reuben. At least that's what your mind assigns it. This shape sprouts many eyes, many limbs, and smiles wide, and begins to wreak its own form of havoc. And it goes well enough. And in time, it will find itself sent to a location more fitting for it. A hell of some sort. And even there, it seems like havoc is the best thing that it can create. Constantly overthrowing and manipulating other forces, bringing about the deaths of many other fiends, many other devils, occasionally getting its hands upon an angel or something else. Throughout all of it, this figure smiles wide. In the meantime, other devils and other fiends have grown tired of everything that has been going on. All the actions it has taken, all the events it has brought about, all the issues it has caused them. And they all begin to band together against Reuben. At first, it's conflicts where enemies would normally fight each other, now banding against Reuben. In some cases, it is hunting parties. But it all ends at one fateful day, where Reuben is trapped completely. Fiends on all sides, all surrounding him. And yet, despite their hacking and slashing, biting and clawing, Reuben doesn't die. The figure still keeps reforming its limbs. The eyes still keep splitting open. The mouth still keeps smiling. And so, the fiends do the next best thing they can. And they start to tear Reuben apart. Not physically, but spiritually. Breaking him into his smallest components, and then just shoving them off into whatever they can find. Throwing them away and discarding them. Can't be removed, not completely. Can't be eliminated, not completely. But it can be split apart, and the problem can be removed in that way. And those forms are coins and statues, 2 of them. One of a dark wood and one of a light wood. You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened to the dark wood one. because your vision follows the Lightwood one.
Huh.
It heads west to Ekes. In some way, it found its way into the hands of a mortal. That mortal had it as a mantelpiece, a nice little conversation topic. Then it got passed on to his children, to their children, to their children, to theirs. And one day, it became something that was just a fun topic that eventually got stuffed into someone's coffin. And there, a young lady dug up a grave and found a small, pale wood statue of a monkey. And that's the story of it. As for what it will do, well, when you get all the coins, it will reassemble Reuben. You will put him back together. For whatever that means.
But there's 2 statues?
There were 2 statues, yes.
What? Why is there 2 statues?
If I had to hazard a guess, a statue is a much more significant thing to build a cult over than a simple coin.
Yes.
What does
But
the
also-
colors even mean?
That is something you will have to find out. But what I can say is that you cannot see any mechanical difference between the 2. You know that the end result will be the same. You bring enough coins, you bring back Reuben, you use the statue, there you go.
I'm a little confused. It was like described as a way he wasn't a fiend beforehand. I don't know where this is going.
Yep. And you will have to see how it pans out, won't you, buddy? But with that revelation from the god Pascal, the argument with Darius and Fitz, and a little bit more lore for Kaz, we will wrap up tonight's session. Thank you all so very much for being here. I do hope you enjoyed the show. Pass it around to your friends. Special thanks to my friends, Jolly, Jess, Jill, Becca, and Cody. Michelle will be back next week, most likely. But we're going to wrap up here. With all that said, please say bye, stream.
Hi, stream.
Bye, stream.